It's rivalry week this weekend at West Point, but we're going to start across the hall at Crystal Arena, where both the men's and the women's basketball teams take on Navy. It'll be the women getting things started at 11 a.m. The women have won the last 4 stars against Navy, even though the star isn't on the line this time. The Black Knights have had a lot of success over the midshipmen in recent years, and they're going to look to continue that on the hardwood this weekend.
Well, the hardest thing about Navy and what is so impressive about how they're playing is that, everything comes in cycles. And when we went through that cycle with that great group, the class of 16, the one thing, their legacy is that they really taught these younger players on our team how to win. And I think that's been the difference for us. When the game's on the line, they don't think about losing the game. They're thinking about, it's time to win the game. And I think other teams, conversely, they get to that point, they'll play great for 3 quarters, maybe 3.5 quarters, but then they're playing not to lose. And I think the biggest thing for us with Navy is that this team, this 19 or 2017 group at Navy reminds me of a lot of the great teams they had back in 11, 12, 13. Teams that all went to the NCAA tournament, teams that had tremendous experience, leadership, and balance. And that's what this team has. They have great shooters. They've got the addition of Hannah Fensky back from an injury, who's a terrific guard. And they've got a great group of role players that play so well together.
The men's basketball team, they're coming off a disappointing loss to Holy Cross, where they blew a 17-point lead in the second half, but are going to look to the first half of that game to build on the positives in that half and try to apply that to Navy, as they have their biggest game of the year so far on Saturday. Tip time set for 1:30 p.m.
Our basketball team got better this week, and I thought we improved. And that's as a coach, as a coaching staff, that's our biggest focus. That's our biggest focus as a team. Are there things that we need to do better in this basketball game? Absolutely, and we're going to work our tails off this week to do that. We got beat tonight. I thought we competed our tails off. I thought we played really hard. I thought our guys tried to execute the game plan. I think we've been really taking care of the basketball well this year. That basketball team is leading the country in turnovers created. From a defensive standpoint, and we went in the first half and had 3 turnovers. So we just didn't do as good a job of executing our game plan in the second half, and that's part of us learning and building as a program.
The hockey team will also have a big rivalry game. It's RMC, the Royal Military College of Canada, basically Canada's version of their military academy, coming here, 7:30 puck drop time at Tate Rink. Now, even though the schedule says exhibition matchup, according to Coach Brian Riley, this game's anything but an exhibition game.
Well, first of all, exhibition, no. I mean, this is the longest played international rivalry. This used to be the biggest game on the Army hockey schedule, so I certainly don't look at it as an exhibition game, because anytime you have Canada versus U.S. in hockey, there's excitement and passion in the game, and then you factor in 2 military academies, it's a game that's filled with a lot of tradition, and when the puck is dropped, both teams really want to win the game.
The men's tennis team gets their season started this weekend. They got 2 matches, one against Sacred Heart and one against Marist. The men's team's returning a lot of talent from last year, including some of their top singles players, as they only really lost Kyle Barnes to graduation last year, as they're going to look to defend the Patriot League title.
Well, the factors: we came back from a great weekend at Dallas, Texas, in the Challenger, and 2 of our doubles teams played very, very well. They're excited. And I think the rest of the guys have caught the excitement, and we're ready to get going. But Marist is a very good team in the area. They've got some new players that are top. And we love to play Marist. We have a great competitive history with them, and it'll be some good tennis.
And swimming's coming off a strong performance last weekend, where they had a couple of wins at Bucknell and then 2 at home against Colgate and Lafayette. The Black Knights have 3 matches this weekend, highlighted against a matchup against Boston University, one of the stronger teams in the Patriot League, as the Black Knights are going to look to improve on their skill and use their depth to beat the Terriers as well as George Mason, as Patriot League competition heats up with the tournament less than a month away.
We look beat up, a little bit tired by design. It's the nature of the training this time of the season. I thought Saturday at Bucknell was a really good day for us. Like I told the team, that was ugly but effective. We got the job done on the road, at Bucknell. Really solid team, well coached, deep, lot of talent across the board. I thought we, especially the women, did a really nice job in the back half. We were down 1 coming out of the break, and ended up winning by over 20. And it was really good confidence builder. We weren't exceptionally fast, but we were solid and tough at the end of races, and able to execute, I thought, most of the things that we needed to work through.
Teams on the road this weekend for West Point include the men's and women's track team at the Joe Donahue Games. Gymnastics will travel to Penn State to take on the Nittany Lions, one of the top teams in the country this season. And wrestling will have 2 dual meets. They'll travel to Hofstra and to Binghamton for 2 EIWA matches. That's going to do it for your weekend preview. For Night Vision, I'm Zach Daly.